Mr. Speaker, this morning I wish to provide this Honourable House with a report on the activities of the Disaster Risk Reduction and Mitigation Team for this current year. Honourable members will recall that this team was introduced to the public in October after becoming operational this past summer. Mr. Speaker, the DRRM team is tasked with strengthening and developing disaster and emergency contingency plans for natural and man-made hazards that threaten Bermuda and coordinating activities of the Emergency Measures Organization. The team also has responsibility for coordinating the planning of national events and their associated contingency plans. Based within the Ministry of National Security headquarters, the team currently consists of 5 staff seconded from the uniformed services that each brings experience and expertise crucial for carrying out the responsibilities of the Disaster Risk Reduction and Mitigation Team remit. Mr. Speaker, the DRRM team is led by Senior Police Officer Steve Cosham. Steve Cosham has 35 years of experience, which includes being the commander of the Marine Unit, ComOps. He's also trained in bomb disposal and was a firearms commander for pre-planned operations. Working with Mr. Cosham are the following staff: Callie Trott, she's a Principal Customs Officer with over 31 years of experience. She's worked in all areas of customs and is trained as a diagnostic facilitator for World Customs Organization and a certified trainer for the Caribbean Customs Law Enforcement Council. Mr. Troy Ferbert, he is a divisional officer, fire officer with 30 years of experience. He brings with him a vast experience on fire operations and training and is a certified National Fire Protection Association instructor. Mr. Dean Robain, he is a regimental quartermaster sergeant from the Royal Bermuda Regiment with 30 years experience. He has previously been deployed overseas to assist with disaster operations in various Caribbean islands and was appointed to the International Military Advisor Training Team in Sierra Leone. Mr. Lyndon Rayner is a police sergeant with 33 years of experience in operationals and support roles in policing. He is a qualified firearms commander and a trained hostage negotiator. Mr. Speaker, this year the team has been involved in several crisis planning exercises and activities. In January, the team brought together 27 agencies for at the airport emergency planned exercise. The exercise simulated a large fuel spill whilst the plane was full of passengers. This exercise gave the agencies an opportunity to work through the emergency plan in real time in order to make the necessary changes and enhancements. Mr. Speaker, from June through October, the team was in a central holding, from June through October, the team was central in holding a tabletop exercise on board the cruise ship, the Norwegian Escape, to develop a cruise ship evacuation plan for Bermuda. This culminated in October with a live partial cruise ship evacuation taking place at Heritage Wharf. These planning exercises will help prepare the 23 agencies involved in the cruise ship contingency plan for greater engagement in the start of the 2019 cruise ship season. Mr. Speaker, hurricane season, which runs from June 1st to the 30th of November, so that for a second year in a row, Bermuda did not receive a visit from a hurricane, for which we are definitely blessed. Although there was no storm activity, the DRRM worked through all related plans in order to keep up its preparation and risk reduction, and were ready for the season, for the 2019 season. Since October, Mr. Speaker, the team has been engaged with Seoul and Rubis in developing contingency plans for fuel farm and nearby residents and businesses at Ferry Reach. Seoul and Rubis remained the responsible fuel providers. However, the DRRM team is working to further mitigate potential risks that are generated by fuel shortage operations. A town hall meeting was held for residents to become involved in the contingency planning process, and voices of concerns are being planned for January 2019. Mr. Speaker, in November, training was held for 25 staff from 10 EMO agencies at the Incident Command System. The aim of the training was to encourage collaboration between agencies and to assist the participating staff in commanding any incidents, whether small or large. To increase our resilience at our ports of entry, December saw a training of 23 staff from 8 agencies that support the airport and sea support in bomb searching. Mr. Speaker, looking ahead, the DRRM team is working with the stakeholders in various training exercises to test contingency plans for 2019. Over the course of the year, the team will work towards upgrading the necessary emergency broadcast facility at 100.1 FM and changing it from analog to digital. The team will also facilitate a locally held incident command course for the EMO agencies before the hurricane season begins. Mr. Speaker, although many disasters that the DRRM team are ensuring preparedness seem unlikely for Bermuda, the consequences of not being prepared in the event of an occurrence could be cataclysmic. It is important to include all of the community in developing disaster emergency contingency plans. Once developed, if they work, these plans need to be trained, then exercised to test for them. If this is completed with the wider stakeholder engagement, we will maximize on the plan's effectiveness, and we will place Bermuda in a position to respond to and to recover from any national disaster as efficiently as possible. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.